welcome. It's been a little bit of a while since I was last here in the Lake District. I've taken the opportunity on a family holiday to try and get a little bit of time out with the camera. As you can see, stunning morning here in Keswick. You'll have to excuse the road noise, it's right next to the 66 unfortunately, so I hope you can all hear me. I had no real idea of what to do this morning, so I woke up a bit early. I decided to grab my camera gear, head out and just basically go with the flow and see what I could capture. I brought my DSLR, which I'm currently filming on at the moment, to just capture this scene. I have also brought my Pinhole camera, obviously, but when you look at this scene, to me it does not translate into a Pinhole image, or at least translate very well. For me it is a classic landscape scene. I have captured it on my DSLR, which it's alright, it lacks certain elements for me. The sky's a bit bland, but the light was stunning. I'm now somewhere a little bit quieter to where I was before in Keswick. I am on the periphery of Bassenthwaite in a local woodland, which is not too far from where I'm staying. And it's just so peaceful here. It's beautiful. The bluebells are out at the moment, which makes it that little bit special. Very pungent smells. And obviously the birds are nesting, so it's a wonderful moment to be in at the moment. So before I talked about the composition I was looking at wasn't really worthy of taking the Pinhole camera out. The reason I said that was because I'm using this. It's the Reality So Subtle 6.6 and I've got Kodak Hector 100 in it. Now, two issues with this is that it's a really wide camera, really wide Pinhole camera, and I'm talking about, I mean the depth of it's about 20 odd millimeters, so it is about that focal length medium format terms. For me, I think the field of view is a bit wider than 20 millimeter. You're probably getting down towards the 10 millimeter focal length, and where I was stood in that field, the tree was a bit of a distance away, so it would have miniaturized that and the foreground would have been just a mass of grass. And the second problem was I'm shooting Kodak Hector, so my subjects, what I'm going to shoot it's fairly limited. It's got to have a little pop of colour in it. Obviously I'm in some woodlands, there's some bluebells, but still I'm not finding anything that I find personally compelling to shoot with the Pinhole camera. So at the moment my frame count's 0, but I am enjoying the walk around the woodlands. It's a lovely place to be first thing in the morning, and I'm hoping if I don't find anything here, I do have a backup plan which will involve going back to where I'm staying and having a little look around there. I have an inkling of something to shoot, but I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. You'll have to keep watching. Well, I've arrived at what I hope is my final destination for this video. I'm back at the holiday park where I'm staying. This location is only about a 5-minute walk. Now, I've already found possibly 2-3 compositions that I would really like to have a go at, but whether I use the film camera is another matter, as the sun is causing a few issues with contrast. As you can probably see behind me, it's a really contrasty scene. But I do have another tool in my camera bag that I can use on the digital camera. Now, this is going to allow me to plot and plan compositions with a bit more accuracy, to see what I like, what I don't like, without using or wasting any film. Because as you know, film is expensive to not only buy but process and get scanned. So what I'm going to do next is swap the lenses on the camera, have a look what it looks like through the pinhole lens that I have, and we'll see what we can come away with today. Okay, so I'm just looking at my first composition here, what I would probably take with the digital pinhole lens, and as you can see, the contrast is causing a few issues. The sun is side lighting the wild garlic plant from the left, but since there's not much, well, there is no cloud in the sky, I've got no diffusion of light, so it's becoming very harsh, and it is making me wonder whether it's worth actually using any film today, which is a shame because it's been a while since I've used any film with pinhole camera. So, but not to worry, these things happen, and it's always worth making a note of these locations, particularly with seasonal plants like this. When I come back, they probably won't be here, they'll be past the best, but it's something I can return to next year, hopefully with better conditions. So what I'm going to do now is, as you can see on the camera, that's pretty much the field of view I'll get with the pinhole lens, hopefully anyway. So I'm going to try and change the lens over without too much disturbance to the camera, so I'll be back soon. This is the Thingify variable pinhole that has a 50mm focal length, and what I can do on the top is, you can see I'm on 0.3 there, I'm at the wrong side really for the numbers to be shown correctly, but when I was on the video I had it turned all the way to 0.8, so it's the widest aperture I can open it up to let in enough light to put on a video, but 0.3 is about optimal for this particular focal length. And what I do is I've set my camera to ISO 100. I just want to get as clean an image as I can. I mean, a bit of grain never bothers me, but today I've just taken a 15-second exposure because there was no wind touching the plants, but as I'm looking out at the plants, they've just started to move again. So 50 seconds would render that a blur. But what I will do is I will take a quicker exposure, so I think I'll go 2 stops. So I'm going to go ISO 400 and I will knock that back down. Okay, about 4 seconds we'll do. Let's see how that turns out. So 2-second timer. Oh, that's painful. Oh. So I'm on my hands and knees again. No, I'm not praying, but I've decided to get the film pinhole camera out now, despite what I said previously about the light being a bit too contrasty here. I thought, what the hell, pinhole, you tend to get happy accidents and all that with it. So I'm going to embrace the imperfections and hope I can get something with it. So as you can see from here, I'm using my wide angle pinhole. So it's about 20mm focal length. So it's going to allow me to fit in quite a wide field of view. So if I use the guidelines on the top, I'm looking along it, I can see approximately, I'm going to get in anything from here to about here, but on this pinhole I think it goes a lot wider, so I'm not afraid to put it a little bit closer, which is why I'm about a foot away from that flower head to the front of the pinhole camera. Now the challenge with the pinhole camera is you've got to try and take an exposure reading, and obviously there's no sort of digital output on this. It's just a plain old box with film in it. So not having a light meter, I use an app on the iPhone called Pinhole Assist, which enables me to take light meter readings, and it's been pretty accurate for my needs anyway. And with pinhole photography, you don't have to have perfect readings every time. As you can see, I was stopped in my tracks just here where this tree is, and it's really grabbed my attention with all the vines that are draped over it. It reminds me of something out of a horror movie, where you go into one of those dark woodlands where you have all the vines and the moss hanging down from the trees, and it's just that sort of look it has about it, and it's got that appeal to me anyway. I mean, I like my horror films and thrillers, so it sticks out for me. But again, it's lighting conditions are causing an issue. It's not going to give me the atmosphere and mood I want for this particular image, so it's probably one I'm going to have to return to, but it's one I'm going to remember. And with it only being a 5-10 minute walk from where I'm staying, it's easy access. But yeah, I really like the look of this. It's got bags of potential. Perfect pinhole subject. I mean, this is what I've been looking for. It's a marriage made in heaven with pinhole cameras. Just that sort of degraded, dilapidated look. Out of the shot, there's a brick garden shed, and behind there's some old cold frames for what seems to have been for gardening. It's better than I expected it to be around here, and there's just so much to have a go at. But unfortunately, again, as I've said before, the light, it's the wrong time of day for me anyway. The sunlight's coming in from this way, so it's not going to light up any of the sides of these buildings to give me the subtle contrast I need. So I think it's going to be a sunset, late evening shoot. Unfortunately, I'm going home today, so it's going to have to be for another time. But what I will do is I'll take a record shot on my Thingify lens, using that as I did before up on the bridge, and it'll just give me an idea of what I can work with, and hopefully get the right conditions sometime in the future. But absolutely amazing place, and I just wish I had more time, but I'll come back. Positives from this is I found this location that's perfect for the Pinhole camera, and the negatives is I've obviously ruled out locations from earlier on. Lighting conditions, I found that I could shoot morning for the shot on the bridge, but I'm going to need evening sunset light for around here because I think it's going to set over that way. So I have a excuse me, I have a rough idea of what I want to do, what I want to achieve, mood, atmosphere I'm looking for. So I'm not looking for a bright day like it is today. It makes it extremely difficult to work with a Pinhole camera, particularly with film, because you have no way of filtering out light other than using maybe a polarizer, which might help, but there's no way I could use grads. So that's it. Thanks for watching is all I can say, and I'll see you next time. Bye.